So many things to think of as we wrap up the year. RRSP contributions are one of them. Investment specialist from FirstOntario Credit Union and Aviso Wealth, Yvonne Delry, is here to break that down. Before we get into that, though, let's get down to the toy drive amounts because FirstOntario is so graciously accommodating the e-transfers for us.
Yeah, and we're a proud supporter of the annual CHCH toy drive. So I have the total, how much has been contributed as of yesterday. So I did write it down. I want to make sure I got it right. It's $15,815.32. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
So our elves then will help get the toys to kids.
So we have until December 20th, so it's not too late. And people can either go to a branch and make the donation or through an electronic e-transfer at troyDrive@chch.com.
Okay. Now, RRSPs.
RRSPs. So let's talk about RRSPs because we're getting to the end of the calendar year and people are starting to get their employment statements. So they're starting to do some preliminary calculations as to how much maybe they should be contributing into an RRSP. So some people have found maybe they haven't had enough taxes taken off, and this can happen for multiple reasons. Or they just want to reduce their tax liability. So I get often asked, how much should I be contributing? First thing though is to understand what your individual RRSP contribution room is so that you do not have an excess contribution.
Right, because that's a bad thing to happen.
Because you will get penalties.
Yeah.
So the CRA does allow $2,000 as an excess lifetime. But anyway, so to calculate, you take your previous contribution limits plus 18% of your previous year's earnings up to the CRA maximum, which for 2024 was $31,560 minus any pension adjustments. So that will get you your individual, and then you can confirm that through your notice of assessment.
Right, which you got when you did your taxes last year, kind of thing.
It comes out,
right.
Yes.
And we should note too that the deadline is at the end of the year. We have 60 days into the new year.
Yes, to be contributing for the previous year that it can be on your taxes for. So when we look at how much we should be contributing, we've talked about this in previous Wealth Wednesdays. Understand what your retirement goals are. Put a price tag to what those goals are, and then work backwards to know how much should you be saving and how much monthly income will you need, taking into consideration any other incomes that you have, which is Canada Pension Plan, Old Age Security, maybe an employer pension. Also, yes, we encourage early contribution, but sometimes there's other things that take priority as well. Debt repayment, emergency savings, saving for the down payment of a home.
Right, and that can be very expensive early on in your career when you're thinking and you're not like, okay, retirement's a long way, but then all of a sudden it's there.
And then yes. So the other savings option is the tax-free savings account, and this can work in tandem with an RRSP. Contribution limit for 2025 is going to remain the same as 2024, which is $7,000. So,
and that's no matter your income, right?
That is no matter your income, yes. Yeah, so that is for every Canadian if they are 18 years of age or older. So a lot of people put in their RRSPs as much as they can to bring down their tax liability, not realizing or not thinking about, okay, how is this going to affect your taxable income into retirement? Because when you go to pull it out, it becomes taxable income. So RRSPs are a tax deferral. So just again, to refresh everybody's memory. So if you are in a higher income bracket, higher marginal tax rate when you are working, then when you are in retirement, RRSPs can be beneficial because the tax rebate is going to be more than what you're paying in taxes when you pull it out. If you are in a higher income tax bracket or marginal tax rate when you retire, then when you are working, then look at doing tax-free savings because then you won't have that tax burden when you retire. Dream plan achieved. You know I got to get that in there.
Got it all in there. All right. I think this is the last time we're going to see you this year.
Yes, for 2024. So Merry Christmas to everybody.
Okay. And we'll see you
holidays.
in the new year.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll get all of Yvonne's info up on our website, chch.com/morninglive.